So, must do 0063 here to kick off Make a Good Mega Man Level Contest number 2. 30th anniversary, this was released in 2017, 30 years after Mega Man's original release on the NES in 1987. So, yeah, here we are, Make a Good Mega Man Level Contest number 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now, I cannot gush more about this game if I tried. This was just such a stellar game, maybe not in terms of like quality all the way throughout, because let's face it, a game like Mega Man Unlimited, for instance, which is a really good fan game as well, is probably what I would call, you know, high quality throughout. And you know, let's be realistic, this is a contest game. People you know, had to submit entries to this game. There are going to be some pretty terrible entries, and believe me, that's putting it nicely. But from a presentation point of view of ultimately what the game is, you know, the higher levels in the contest are some absolutely fantastic levels. The hub, I mean, we'll get to see it as we kind of go through, but the hub world and the care and attention to detail. I mean, I was fine with the hub world in the first game. I thought that did its job very well. But here, there's just so much content, so much attention to detail. A post game that is just absolutely staggering in terms of the amount of content, the amount of content that's in it. I mean, there was even, you know, there was the arena and a fight with Bright Man in the first game, I suppose, and that was probably about it. But that's still fine in my eyes. But I mean, this game's just got post game content through the roof. It's an absolutely phenomenal effort. Yeah, I can't gush enough about this game. But yeah, the first part in this Let's Play is probably going to be a bit kind of stop-start, kind of, you know, going through some bits and pieces. So let's actually, while we're quickly here, let's just show off this first of all. That yeah, I'm playing in single-player mode, but this game, as my buttons sort of messed up there. Yeah, this game. Let's do that again. Yeah, this game has up to 8-player co-op. It says they're not all levels intended for co-op, but yeah, that is quite staggering. 8 players could potentially. I'd love to see some of that. Just sort of 8 players mucking around on screen trying to do God knows what. That would just be hilarious to watch. A leaderboard. I'm not going to activate that, so I could sort of press this, and you can say that you can. I think it probably tells you, like, you know, world record times and such like that. But I say I'm not gonna bother toggling the leaderboard on or anything like that. Oh, we're going to get back to the main menu now and get the music again. Oh, well, never mind that. I'm not going to go to the credits now. I'll say that for, you know, we'll see that once I complete the game. So ignore the credits for the moment. But we have some options, and well, we've got the option to configure the controls, and for the first time, I'm not going to actually do it now because I've got it set up how I want. I don't want to mess that up or redo it or anything like that, but I can play this game with a game controller, or yeah, gamepad controller. This is brilliant. I purchased one over the Christmas period, and yeah, well, one that actually you know, feels pretty nice, seems to work very nicely. All my other ones just seem to like fail after just, you know, a certain amount of time, or just conk out for whatever reason, or incredibly unresponsive. It's not like I'm buying complete crap quality of those things either. So this one seems to be working pretty well. Touch wood, nothing goes wrong with it. But yeah, I can play Mega Man on a controller the way it's meant to be played. I mean, I know I sort of play a lot of I Want to Be fan games where I'm using the keyboard, and ultimately you think, well, you could just play Mega Man games like that as well. Yeah, I can, but and you wouldn't think it might make much difference, but believe me, it does. There's just something about playing Mega Man with you know, with a controller just makes it an awful lot easier for me. I'm not used to playing Mega Man games with a keyboard, so that's really nice. I say I'm not going to muck around with these settings. I've pretty much sort of done them all before, but you can change the screen or the, you know, the window size of the game. You can go full screen. I'm not going to do that because it will mess up my recording. For what I'm doing so far, you can adjust the music volume, as you can see here, or the sound volume. There's the option to toggle the content in, like, judges' comments and such like that, from family to PG-13. I'm going to put it on keep it on PG-13, so that does mean we're going to see, like, you know, heavy language and swear words from time to time in their content. I mean, I'll try my best not to. I mean, I don't know, only swear words, such like that. I'll try my best not to speak them out loud when I'm going through, like, judges' comments and such like that, but they'll be on screen. But from what I read in, like, comments on other sort of videos and such like that, is that this does sort of weird things to some of the words. Like, for instance, well, not necessarily weird things, but things like even damn is like replaced with darn. And I saw someone say, this may be a complete joke. Yeah, I'm not even going to repeat that. I've got a feeling that's probably tongue in cheek, so I'm not even going to repeat that comment. But yeah, it makes things sort of almost sometimes awkward to read and such like that. So yeah, I'm going to keep that on. Escape key is just what happens if you press the escape, so mine's set up to quit the game, but I'm not going to do that. There's also a second option screen, which I missed, I must admit, first time round, because it's not immediately obvious it's there. I know it said options 1 and options 2, so if it just said options, you wouldn't think there'd be a second one, but it can be easy to miss, and I did first time, not a few times I loaded up the game before I twigged that it was here. So there's an option to put damage pop up on. I'm going to leave that off. I believe what that does is like show, like when you've got like RPG games, like maybe Final Fantasy and such like that, so things like that, where you've got, and you like attack and such like that, a number will pop up to signify how much damage you've done and such like that. I think it's fine in maybe RPGs a la Final Fantasy, but I find it really, really distracting by playing a Mega Man game, so I'm just going to leave that off. You can choose two different, because it's NES style, you can choose different colour styles for Mega Man, so you've got his Mega Man 1 to 6 colouring, with Mega Man 9-10, I'm going to put it on Mega Man, I'm going to keep it on Mega Man 9-10, I think I like that colouring just slightly better. Not that it really makes much difference, say it's just an aesthetic thing, nothing too important or anything like that. I'm going to keep the charge bar off, because I don't really feel like that. Show, again, frames per second, not bothered about that. Show controller, as you can see maybe down the bottom right hand corner now, I've sort of toggled that on so you can see a controller, so you can see which buttons I'm pressing. So for instance, the up and down buttons are flashing now as I'm moving up and down here, but I mean, I don't feel like that's necessary, and I'm not going to muck around with player count or leaderboard options. So anyway, I just thought I'd show off those options there. And yeah, that's probably enough talking. There's probably going to be lots more talking while I get out to the setup of the game. I will make sure I play at least 2 levels, I think, in this video. But yeah, and there's lots of things to talk about when I get into the hub. But yeah, I think that's by far far away enough for an introduction. So yeah, let's actually get into the game proper. Or at least get to this screen. Yeah, I'll be obviously playing a new game. Yeah, direct your attention there to the left, obviously, to this file, which is 100% complete now. I've got the crown now, which I believe signifies 100% completion. You can see how many energy elements we've got to collect. The things on the right are called noble nickels. We probably won't get into that until maybe at least next part 2, or further down the line when the game explains really what they are. But also pay attention to the time count at the bottom there. Yeah, that save file, 100% completion, 34.5 hours. I'm hoping it's going to be a lot shorter to get full completion on this game, because I will be going for that. I will be going for every energy element, every noble nickel, achievements such like that. Oh yeah, there are achievements and things to pull off in this game and stuff like that, so I will be going for all that, because obviously I've done it before, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to replicate it again. But yeah, this is going to be a long one. I mentioned this probably during MaGMML 1, when they said that was pretty good in terms of the content. But yeah, this one just really blows that game almost out of the water in terms of content. I mean, yeah, just 4 times as many entries, 81 to this contest, as opposed to just 20 last time. This game is enormous, and yeah, it's going to take quite a while to get through. I say, hopefully not 34.5 hours, but yeah, a fair chunk. And I say, even if I took off 10 hours off of that, given that this is not going to be blind, I know what's coming. I don't think I will be able to shave 10 hours off that time. But even if I did, that's still over 24 hours, an entire day's worth of gameplay. So yeah, it's going to be a long one. Hold on to your hats. Let's go. And I'm not doing voices, by the way, either, because again, you thought there were a lot of characters in the previous game, in MaGMML 1. Good grief! Not that I'm complaining, but yeah, so many characters in this game. If I tried to do voices for all of them, I think I'd go insane trying to keep track of which ones I've done and which I haven't. So normal voice pretty much all the way through, I think, for this game. Mega Man, finally you're back. I was wondering how long you'd be on that walk with Rush. Was I really out for that long? Not any longer than usual, I hope. Well, it probably felt longer because I'm just so excited, Mega Man. The new festival has officially begun. Wait, there's another festival? Oh, I guess that explains why those tents were being set up then. I'm surprised you haven't heard or seen. This time will be fantastic, though. The festival this time is specifically celebrating the 30th anniversary of your first victory against Dr. Wily. This time they're actually making it a festival, and it's much bigger than the first one. And all of this with no sight of Wily. That probably won't last very long, but might as well enjoy this while it lasts. So, what does this festival have to offer? The whole city has been decorated and set up for a giant festival celebrating robotics and technology. The main show, from what I've heard, is new virtual simulations that real objects can interact with. Tons of people have made their own simulations, all as tributes to your efforts, Mega Man. I even heard that there's a beta simulation that can read directly from memories. Wait, what do you mean, tributes to my efforts? What are the simulations like? tributes, as in stages, just like your various adventures. Some even made their own robot masters. So this is a festival full of virtual death traps. Well, think of it as training. And you can't die in them anyways. You can try as many times as you like. Tons of people and robot masters from all over the world have gathered here, and it will truly be grand. Festival organisers have organised all the submitted simulations into tiers based on quality. At the end of each simulation, there's an energy element, just like the areas from the last festival. What's more notable is that as a proof of concept, you can bring the elements into the real world. If you can get enough elements, I could possibly use them to power a peacekeeping robot or the like, just like Gamma. Sounds cool to me. Hopefully Wily will stay out of this, but if he doesn't, I'll take care of it. Considering last time, I doubt he'll try anything spectacular either way. The festival is right outside my lab, on the far right end. Watch out for tourists, by the way. Haha. I've already had to clean up my lab quite a bit to make things less confusing for them. Have fun, Mega Man. Yeah, that was quite a wall of text or building up the story. But come on, Mega Man, enjoy the festival and get energy elements. So, yeah, what can I say? So, yeah, that's quite the wall of text, and that's going to continue, I'm afraid. But, yeah, I'll try and explain how things are going to work in terms of text. But, yeah, first off, this is Mega Man. He jumps, he shoots, he can charge shots, he can slide, and, yeah, he's got a variety of special weapons and such like that. So, yeah, there's the pause menu. But I'll try and, like, cycle through them again. I think it's probably slightly easier to do so with a controller rather than a keyboard as well. But, to be honest, 99% of the time, particularly since I hate doing it quickly, I probably will end up accessing the pause menu just to switch through weapons. But yeah, once again, I think the weapons and such like that were voted on by fans or whatever for the game. I'll basically asked us to say which weapons they would like to see. So yeah, last time we had a bunch of weapons from the previous Mega Man games, and this is no exception. So first off, we've got Hornet Chaser from Hornet Man in Mega Man 9. Really useful one to attack enemies that are miles away and also collect items and pickups that Mega Man couldn't usually collect. Dual Satellite from Dual Man from Mega Man 9, one of the best, or certainly, well, not one of the best shield weapon in Mega Man history, no question. The Grab Buster from Mercury from Mega Man V, and I'm specifically saying Mega Man V rather than Mega Man 5. It's Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy, but Mega Man V, so Mercury's one of the Star Droids. This is a kind of this is a weapon that actually, when you attack enemies or damage enemies, that your health actually refills a little bit as well. So yeah, if you're in a real pinch, Grab Buster can be really helpful just to get some energy back. We've got Triple Blade from Blade Man in Mega Man 10. We have, is it Flash Stopper? I want to say Time Stopper. It is Flash Stopper from Bright Man from Mega Man 4. Oh, and basically, yeah, you might have heard the little ping there. So basically, yeah, works very similar. You freeze enemies, and then you can. Well, you're able to move, but yeah, everything else around you is frozen. Well, not everything else. There might be some occasions. Bosses in particular don't really freeze, but stage enemies do. So that's always kind of nice. We've got Slash Claw, sorry, from Slash Man from Mega Man 7. We've got Wheel Cutter from Nitro Man from Mega Man 10. That can also be used to scale walls, and we'll see that at various points in time. And we've got the, I'm going to mispronounce this, I know I am, Sagagane, which is Quint's weapon of special ability from Mega Man II, which is Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. And again, II to differentiate between Mega Man 2 on the NES and Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. We've also got Rush Coil, which is always nice. He seems to jump really, really, really high there. Rush Jet, which I'm pleased to say is substantially improved from a physics point of view from the first game. So no longer does it sort of glitch and kind of go through. So it works very similar to the Mega Man 4, 5, I guess, style of Rush Jet, which is absolutely fine. I wasn't expecting a Mega Man 3, 1 or anything like that. But yeah, no more jankiness, weirdness with the hitbox, and that's really, really nice. We also have the Wire Adapter from Mega Man 4. And Super Arrow from Mega Man 5. So, yeah. So we've got a real nice variety of weapons, and yeah, I like these quite a bit. If you thought I didn't use Robot Master weapons too much in the previous game, I mean, that is admittedly my style. I tend to just like to go Buster only and such like that, but oh, believe me, the size of this game, the clever things that levels can do, weapons are going to be used quite a bit in this game. Sometimes they're going to be mandatory, sometimes you're going to actually have levels that specifically force you to use specifically force you to use them. Sometimes levels even take away the option to actually use certain weapons, and you have to end up being very creative and such like that. But yeah, believe me, weapon use is going to be much more prevalent for me in this game because yeah, it's quite hard, and yeah, they're going to be necessary for quite a few things. But anyway, yeah, I think that's the way of introduction, at least in terms of like Mega Man and how he controls and such like that, and indeed, you know, the pause screen and the weapons and stuff we've got at our disposal. So yeah. Oh, I should also mention we've got the energy. It looks like we've got the energy balancer right from the get-go there in the bottom left-hand corner. So again, works quite nicely in the sense that I don't have to select the weapon I want to charge up. If I'm collecting a weapon power-up, it will automatically select the one with the least amount of energy and refill that. So always a nice touch. Infobox 1987. Welcome to Make a Good Mega Man Level Contest number 2. This time around, the size of the contest quadrupled. Here's a rundown on how this works. Each level was judged by 5 judges based on a score rubric out of 50 points. Each level is ranked based on its average. 15 points in design, 10 points in fun, 15 points in creativity, and 5 points each to aesthetics and functionality. Every stage was also given a comment by each judge. In the end, all the scores were averaged and compiled for the results. The 5 judges in order are Snowman Pyro, Droopy Hornet, Angel, Guerreri, and Ace Spark. You can read each comment on a monitor like the one next to this sign. Read that monitor to learn more about the judges themselves. Each level is placed according to their total score. Tier 1 contains the last place level, and Tier 10 has the winner. Complete each level and get all the collectibles to get a bunch of other bonus content beside the levels. However, some levels were deemed too unreasonable to normally complete, and have been made skippable via green teleporters. Certain levels were also designated the judge least favourite or favourite, so be on the lookout for those. Enjoy! So yeah, the green teleporter thing, there's going to be a lot of those on there. I think on the first game, only City War, which was 19th place, which was one off the bottom, was the only level where there wasn't a green teleporter, skip teleporter, there was just an energy element. That's really hard to say, energy, or at least quickly, energy element. Right at the beginning that you could just collect and just bypass the level entirely or not have to play it. But yeah, here we get the skip teleporter. I will show them off. I'm going to try and obviously complete every level, get through properly, but then I'll show off at least how the skip teleporters function. That does bring us to an interesting point, or a point here that I'm going to do now about the comments and such like that. So I am going to read them. I'm probably going to try and read them quite quickly because some of them they're like walls of text. There's much more, and particularly on comments on levels, they were going to be, there was much more. Well, no, free reign pretty much to say as much as they wanted, whereas I think there was like a limit on the first contest, so I'm going to try and skip them through rather quickly. I think actually, I hate to name drop, but Rowan Mithril has done a fantastic job in his sort of Let's Play, which is ongoing at the moment, in doing sort of level, one video is a sort of playing the levels, and then sort of a 0.5 or extra video going through the comments, which I think is really, really nice, so that people could just skip the comments, or just skip the judges' comments, such like that, if they don't want to. But I think anything that I try to do like that would frankly be just blatant plagiarism or copying what he's done. So I think what I'm going to do is keep them to the same video. So I'll play a level, go through the judges' comments, probably give my comments as well, but I'll put a reference to that in the description. So if you want to skip that, by all means do. So yeah, with that in mind, let's try and quickly whiz through this. Snowrun Pyro. Hi, I'm Snowrun Pyro, also known as Pyro, and I'm the one responsible for this game and its predecessor. For those that don't know, the concept of Make a Good Mega Man level was basically ripped off from the Make a Good Level contest, which are based around Mario Engine, Super Mario World, and Super Mario Bros. X mainly. I'm super happy that my dumb little idea was able to get so huge with 81 submissions and so much more beyond it. But enough about the contest itself and more about me as a judge, because that's what this monitor is supposed to say. The levels I love the most are the ones that either take an existing idea and run with it in crazy new ways, or come up with some new really cool concept and do tons of things with it. I'd say I'm all about creativity, honestly. If you make a level that has nothing but Mets, Sniper Joes and Steward Attackers, don't be expecting any high praise with me. Have variety, do something cool and creative. I don't like playing rompy levels very much, and even really badly designed levels with a cool idea I can still have some appreciation for. Droopy Hornet. Hey, I'm Droopy Hornet. I've been playing Mega Man games since 2010. I'm also a moderator on smbx.org and a co-owner of the Geometry Dash forums, but who cares about that stuff? Here's the thing about me. If you give me one level that's absolutely horrible and another level that has a ton of potential but fails in execution, I dislike the second level more. I'd rather be able to chuckle at a terrible level than be disappointed in one with a lot of promise and bad execution. That all being said, flashy gimmicks and custom assets alone won't earn your level a high score. The most important things are design and fun factors. To me, it doesn't matter that much how original your stage is or how good it looks. If it's badly designed and not fun, chances are it won't get a high score from me. Angel. Hey there, I'm Angel. If you haven't heard my name before, it's because I don't frequent Sprites Inc. at all, really. I'm a nerd who's been studying game design for a year, heard of the contest through Pyro, and has a ton of fun judging levels, and that's how I happened. Yeah, man, that's a nice and all. What's your gimmick? Maybe your possible reaction. I aim to bring feedback to the table that not just analyses levels themselves, but also helps improve levels outside the closed realm of this contest. In competitions like this, people can learn from each other's levels and gain some sweet experience. To support that, my comments aim to encourage by focusing on how levels can be improved and how their creative shortcomings can be sorted out. What I'm looking for in levels is clever implementation of creative ideas, but don't expect to see me going hardcore focus mode on that creativity aspect. What I kind of did focus on for many contests in this level is how levels execute common design concepts such as teaching and combining of mechanics and creating mutations of previously used setups. Naturally though, these technicalities aren't everything, because even a level that perfectly follows 4-step design can manage to fall flat in its enjoyability. To summarise that mess for a paragraph, I like creative stuff. I think proper implementation of game design techniques is important, and I believe that levels should first and foremost aim to be enjoyable to play. Quite a mouthful, I agree, but this is such a broad subject that I could write an entire paper on it. Overall, I had a blast judging this thing. There are some incredible levels up in the higher ranks that I think are must-plays if you want to have a good time, and they are insanely replayable as well. But even many of the less memorable levels show great potential. I hope you'll have as much fun as I did playing through what this contest has to offer. Guerreri, hello, I've been known as Guerreri on the internet for the past 10 years. I've played many different games since that time, I've been making games from an early age, and I've been a huge Mega Man fan since late 2014. This has helped me learn various aspects of game making, including level design. I've used this knowledge to contribute to this game in the form of judging all levels submitted for the contest and in the form of creating a few of my own levels to be played, with hopes that my comments will be helpful for the improvement of one's future level design, and that the stages I've made will be enjoyable to play through and to learn from. While judging, I consider that, without a doubt, the most important factor of a good level is how enjoyable it is to play. Frustrating and boring are the worst qualities your level could inherit, and for your level to receive a high score, it is required that it is fun, exciting, attractive, and creative. And lastly, Ace Spark. Watch your folks, Ace Spark here, owner of Sprites Inc., confirmed furry, possibly British, and most important to this, a massive Mega Man fan. Pretty much played and completed the majority of the series, owned most of them too, so on an official front I have a pretty keen idea on what I'm looking for out of the Mega Man stage. I've also created several fan games at this point, which have mostly been well received, so I know the effort it takes to build a Mega Man stage, and have a great appreciation for those who would enter something like this. The key thing in building a Mega Man level is to listen to your audience, as 9 times out of 10 they'll spot things you would never have thought of, and an outsider could tell you where you've tripped up in design. Today I am one of those outsiders. This was interesting to judge, and in all circumstances I judge fan games by the sum of their parts, which has led me to enjoy enjoy games even with fairly glaring flaws in their past. Overall, I think everything going into MaGMML 2 makes this one of the best fan games ever made. However, since I'm only judging the parts here, I found it ended up far more critical than I would otherwise be. But that doesn't mean I'll only tell you where you went wrong. I feel people deserve to know what they did right, so expect some fairly lengthy comments from myself. What I'm looking for is either a level that feels like it came out of a Capcom game, or a level that is so out there in idea and concept, it has the quality level to come out of a Capcom game. And if you exceed the quality of the official stuff, well, expect some high praise indeed. I also really dig a good boss fight. While their absence won't drag a level down, the inclusion of a good one will certainly boost a level up. Of course, don't make me expect a boss fight that never happens. I despise anticlimaxes. I apologise in advance for the walls of text. So yeah, that was fair sort of mouthful to get through. But as I said, I will have left a comment or something in the description to say that what the end time for that was in this video, so you can skip it if you so wish. But yeah, comments get quite lengthy. But I say with the judges, I definitely wanted to show them kind of off in the first one, particularly SnowRun Pyro, because as I say, she's sort of as she says, they're responsible for this game and its predecessor in terms of hosting it, probably doing an awful amount of work on this. And as I say, I thought the first game was impressive enough, but seriously, the amount of content in this game is ridiculous. I thank every single host, creator, entrant, mostly every entrant. Maybe not every single one, but yeah, developer, designer, and such like that made this project what it is, because it is a phenomenal effort, and I think particular special praise for SnowRun Pyro in that regard as well. Cats are better than dogs. Yes, that's Tango's opinion. And yeah, that was in the first game, and I'll leave that controversial opinion once again there. Cutman, man, Dr. Light is such a liar. He just lazily dumped all the boxes with stuff from the last festival in the middle of the hall. It really cuts my gears. Wait. Okay, so the attic is now off bounds, I believe, at least anyway. Yep, locked, so we can't get into the attic, we can't get into the Cool Club anymore. What a shame. Hey, Reggae? Select upgrades after buying. Select upgrades after buying. Disable them. Disable them. I'll disable the rest. I'll disable the rest. So as you can see here, he's actually we could if we so wanted. But actually no. Okay, so I could I've worked out what button it is now, obviously. So I could disable the energy balancer. I'll now keep it on just because, frankly, I don't think there's any real reason not to. And also there's a couple of other items that you could enable or indeed disable, but we haven't got those at the moment. So yeah, for the time being, they are locked. And how do I get out from this thing? That was enabled, right? Just want to check that was still enabled, because I was mucking around with buttons. Okay, that's taking it off, and that came out of the menu. Fine, good. Iceman, if you're curious, the shop is just to your left. Eddie hasn't really changed much compared to the last festival. Huh. I completely disagree. Eddie's shop this time around is... Not that the last one wasn't, like, useful or helpful, but man, there's some bloody good items here, which I will be getting at almost their first first available opportunity. Not only going to make the game significantly easier, but are probably required for like full completion as well anyway. So yeah, well, we'll see in a minute. But yeah, man, there are some good items in this shop. Eddie, Mega Man, welcome back. Light found me out, but he let me stay here. My wares have changed since last festival. So we've got E-Tanks, a one-time use item that restores your whole health bar in one fell swoop. An M-Tank, a rare variation of the E-Tank that recovers not only all health but all weapon energy. You can only own one at a time. And then basically all the other upgrades, and some of these are awesome. Admittedly this one's very expensive, but yeah. Charge Buster upgrade, makes charge shots larger and more powerful. Drop rate upgrade, increases the chances that enemies will drop items. Uncharged Buster upgrade, removes the 3-shot limit for the Mega Buster, allowing you to have as many on the screen as you can fire. Skull Amulet, if you are dealt a fatal blow by an enemy while having more than 1 health, you will be left with 1 health instead of dying. That's probably my favourite one in the entire bunch, just because it's very obvious as well when this happens. It makes a sort of a kind of a noise that signifies you need to do this. It's particularly good in one sort of post-game bit as well, where dying is really, really awful. You could get like maybe, you know, spend about an hour and a half going all the way through, die, and then pretty much have your entire progress wiped. So yeah, that is a super nice ability. Anyway, continuing on, Met's helmet. Knockback is drastically reduced, and hit invincibility is slightly extended. And the converter. At full health, health drops are replaced by ammo, and at full ammo drops are replaced by health. Bolts drop when full on both. Again, really, really nice one. Particularly when you've got obviously both full health and full ammo. Getting extra, getting more bolts than you would otherwise would do is very helpful in ultimately acquiring all the items that we're going to need to get. So yeah, I love some of those items. In fact, I pretty much love all those items. Those are awesome. And yeah, I could pretty much be getting those at yeah, first available opportunity. But yeah, it might take me a little while to do so because, as I say, some of them are quite expensive. Fireman. Don't worry, Mega Man. If any evildoers pass by, the flames of justice will take care of it. Again, Mega Man Powered Up reference. Love Mega Man Powered Up. Again, we've got the awesome hub world, or the lab music is the intro stage for Mega Man Powered Up. Again, freaking love that tune. Mega Man Powered Up kicks ass. I love that game. I thought I was going to talk to Fireman there. He just came across right when I was about to go into this blooming monitor here. Light Labs, the centre of modern robotics. And you'll also find at some point in time that they can actually, some of the robot masters can sort of block doors such that you actually can't get in anymore. But yeah, I will briefly show this off now, but I'm not going to go any further over there. But yeah, the hub world, if you will, the festival does loop. But yeah, we don't want to go to the left-hand side. That takes us to sort of much more toward the end game, tier 9, tier 10 territory. So yeah, we want to head right. Auto. Mega Man, I'm so glad you're finally here. I'm here to welcome any visitors to the festival. It's just up ahead. I recommend visiting Tier 1. Their memory simulations are great. If you insist. Metal Man. The festival has barely started, but I'm still pleased with who's here. Perhaps, Mega Man, more people will start coming. Maybe waste time by getting some energy elements. Yeah, I guess we'll do that first off. I could go further to the right and show off the hub world in its entirety, but I'll probably do that as I kind of progress through the game. So yeah, and I've done a lot of talking. Seriously, it's almost half an hour and I've not actually played a stage yet. So yeah, apologies for the incredibly long setup, but or the incredibly long introduction. But yeah, I promise I'm going to try and get through 2 stages in this game, or 2 entries in this game in this video, just so that we actually get some level content. So yeah, I appreciate this has gone on for way too long without really doing anything too substantial. But yeah, let's rectify that. Let's actually kick off and do something. Ah, Mega Man, I see you've heard about our memory simulations. Just enter it with the teleporter. It's a beta though, so there may be some bugs. You're not wrong. And yeah, we can see here as we're about to enter Tier 1 that we have 9 energy elements to collect, and yeah, we haven't really come across them yet, but the other things were noble nickels, and we've only got 1 to collect in Tier 1. And yeah, by the way, I can't move here, just as the Tier 1 completely bugs out. Okay, I'm finally controllable. And let's get on with the level. And yeah, this one is supposed to be some sort of glitch area where things are obviously just, you've got like Sniper Joes there and stuck in the wall, chomp kind of enemy up there that's stuck in the ceiling. Just, yeah, everything here just doesn't quite fit or work as well as it should, which is very, very fitting, I guess, for Tier 1. 80th place, Coin Master, Snowman, score 3.0, 31533. And I should point out again, apologies before we go into the level again, because you said, I think you might have said earlier, but Musto, you said there were 81 entries. Why is the bottom entry here 80th place? Well, we'll get to that. We're actually going to get to that in Think Until Tier 8, but there was one level that actually got disqualified. I think really harshly. It was still sort of placed where it would have scored had it not been disqualified, but yeah, I think that was really, really harshly disqualified, and it should have ultimately kept its score that it got. But anyway, yeah, that's why the bottom entry is actually 80th. But yeah, let's finally kick off as I notice the video clocks over to pretty much immediately straight away half an hour. So, one thing I'm immediately noticing there was the music volume was slightly too loud, so I'll either turn that down in my actual volume, or I'll turn it down to game settings. But yeah, you may have noticed there, well, yeah, skip teleporter, which I'll probably go through after I've gone through a level once. And also, yeah, you may have seen me get dropped onto 2 spine enemies that were crawling around on the floor. There is literally no way to avoid that. I think even if you use Flash Stopper to stop time, you'd probably still get hit to them because you're going to land on them. As far as I'm aware, those are impossible to avoid, and yeah, great example of fantastic level design right off the bat. Let's get rid of this big eye. Well, at least we got our health back. That's nice. We'll take out this crazy cannon, and we'll get rid of these spikes here. Now, I think at least as long as I don't press up, well, yeah, there's another stellar example of just inconsistencies with, like, you know, what's solid and what's not. But yeah, I am first of all pretty much just going to get past the top of the level here because I don't fancy the bit at the bottom. It's pretty stupid, let's be honest. And there is no way to really get through that bottom bit without taking damage, you can't surely come in here, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you can get through that bit, the sliding bit, without sort of landing on the spikes unless you take damage. And yeah, it's just an absolute pain to get through. Now I have actually kind of already gone through to this part of the level where I've gone past one way that I'd actually be able to pull off this bit here, because one way you're supposed to do it is you are supposed to bring along a magnet enemy that will allow you to rise up. Without that, this jump is, I believe, impossible for Mega Man. There is, however, another way of getting through. So, yeah, let's hope we can show that off, and I don't think I'm actually going to be able to now. No, because the wheel cutter is slightly finicky. I'm going to die quite a bit. I think my sort of go-through of the first game was quite good in the sense that I really wasn't dying all over the place, but yeah, expect... I played that once before, obviously without the full version, and then I had played it again just to sort of see whether this is ultimately the first contest game, and indeed this one as well, would be something that I'd be happy to actually do, and I've decided that, yeah, fine, I am happy to do it. But yeah, I'm going to be dying quite a lot. I've only played through this game ultimately once, the levels and themselves once, so yeah, I'm not as familiar with them as I am with the first contest, and also there are obviously 4 times as many entries. Let's see if I can get this right this time. Nope. Cool. Wonderful. We're going to kick off with absolute mess of failure. I will get this right. Damn it! I will get this right. Hopefully before I end up running out of Rust Jet, because I'm obviously using him quite a bit to get over this first bit. But yeah, the other thing you may have noticed as well, now that I've died twice, is there is no life counter here. So yeah, I think that was a massive improvement. Ultimately, not that I think it was bad per se in the first contest, but having a life counter and when you sort of die, being kicked back to the hub and having to sort of get back. There we go. Thank you. Getting back to the levels and having to sort of do that was a bit of a chore. It only happened once to me on City War where I kind of died, but here you don't have a life counter. You have as many goes as you like. So if you die, you just reset to either the beginning of the stage or a checkpoint if you reached it. And I think that's a really, really nice feature. I really appreciate that. Bees hopefully we can get rid of and didn't scroll back onto the screen. A big eye that hopefully we can... Oh yeah, look at this. Again, is that going to land on me? It is! Fantastic. And drain away God knows how much of my health. Well, I'm almost dead. Wasn't that nice? I'm probably going to die now again and probably have to redo all that once again. That's going to be fantastic because, yeah, a lot of enemies, a lot of things are going to drop stuff on my head and I'm probably going to die unless I can get some health. I'm not saying that health is going to do the trick. And yeah, as you can see, I'm not going to show off literally everything, but... yeah, there are just, messes of invisible walls and such like that, and yeah, I've died again thanks to the bloody big eye landing on me twice. So yeah, we get to do this all over again. Why, fantastic. I'm probably going to need to pay attention to rush jet at the moment. I think I've got like one more use out of this before I need to start refilling or coming out of the level or something. I guess I obviously could go through this normally, you know, and take the lower route, but I think I'm probably going to have to again actually if I die. But yeah, let's just put it this way: this level is an enormous mess, and yeah, dying is going to be something. Is obviously, as you clearly see, something I'm going to be doing quite frequently. Not just in this level, believe me. Okay, and again, let's try and, because this is so pretty much I'm doing an awful job at the moment, let's try and be a bit nicer or a bit cuter with weapons and such like that. Yeah, okay, probably triple blade for the enormous big eyes. This one, by the way, just kind of if it jumps high at least, will probably scroll itself off the screen. Nice. So at least that's appreciated. But yeah, might actually stick with the triple blade here. It's going to have some nice reach. To take out enemies, you know, higher enemies and such like that. It's also really good for bulky enemies. But yeah, so I think I might stick with that for the moment. And of course, dodging these things is a pain in the neck with just so many enemies all over the place. But yeah, anyway, I think we're through now. I think we're going to be done with this level. Not a big eye there. You can hide in the little nook there. I don't think it will get in there. And a sort of a completely unnecessary sandstorm. But yeah, anyway, we'll break through. We'll break through those blocks, we'll destroy that enemy, and yeah, even if it's not obvious, you can climb this thing, you can rush coil, rush jet, or indeed wire adapter up here, but yeah, let's just, yeah, those are meant to be ladders, so let's just climb that, and we'll get out of that. Train wreck of a level. Now, as I say, I'll give my comments here. I mean, it's pretty much a train wreck. It's all of this city wall equivalent, if you will, where there's just massive enemies all over the place, spikes all over the place, non-solid objects, also objects that you just you fall through. Just random solid objects where there shouldn't be, walls where there shouldn't be. It's a pretty bad level. Having said that, it will be nowhere near my least favourite. As you can see here, we've got no icons here to suggest. But yeah, there's circling icons here to suggest judges' least favourites. But yeah, I can see why it's almost the worst one, or the worst level that in this contest. But it's by no means my least favourite, because as bad as it is from a design point of view, there are levels later on which are admittedly better designed, but good grief, aren't long as hell or frustrating as all get out. And yeah, that would be my opinion as well. So probably I agree with the worst level, but by no means my least favourite by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, it's a pretty bad level in terms of design, and yeah, there's not much fun to be had with it either. It's just frustrating more than anything else, and yeah, it's pretty bad. Magnificent. This is why global warming exists. Less a level, more so a collection of ideas. The main thing that sets it back in its current state is lack of organisation and testing. The level is littered with collision errors and enemies that can easily ambush the player. The ideas themselves, while not the most innovative, would easily find a good place and level that was constructed more thoroughly, though. Was this level submitted as a joke? The placement of all enemies, obstacles and solid blocks are placed at complete random, and most of the latter are fake or invisible. It is extremely glitchy to the point that I can't figure out a way to finish the level without breaking it using weapons. With the exception of breaking this level, there is nothing enjoyable about it. It's irritating, the level design is absolute crap, the graphics are crap, and the level is barely functional. Somebody please wake me up from this nightmare. And for the first, like, bottom 10-15 levels, A-Spark was fantastically imaginative with the way he did his comments. In comic book style. I love these. This is my first level. I'm a natural. If you notice the subtle weaving of the tile set, and how delicate each invisible block is placed... Judge? I think he liked it. First place, here we come! And yeah, I was going to say I was going to leave that there, but of course there are two things I actually need to show off. One, because I completely forgot to earlier on. Let's just take out this big eye, because it's going to annoy me. I will take out that thing as well, but I completely forgot to read this thing. Well, I didn't forget the other thing, but yeah, I forgot to read this during my playthrough before. So yeah, anyway, Info Box 9000, this is my first level. I hope I win, but if not win, it's better than nothing. Yeah, okay, it's probably better than nothing, but yeah, anyway, I forgot to read that before, so apologies for that. And since I've now beat the level, let's just show off the skip teleporter. Complete with an enemy in this level. Okay, fine. The thing is greyed out now because I've already collected it. If I hadn't collected it, this would still have its kind of colour and shine to it. But yeah, basically these skip teleporters take you to a room that basically just has all the energy elements and noble nickels if you need to collect them in there as well. So I hope not to need that, but yeah. But yeah, if you as a casual player are kind of going through this game and a level is just frustrating the hell out of you to no end, and it is skippable, because not obviously all levels are, but yeah, if it is skippable and just want to get through it and just not bother with the level, the skip teleporters are nice, a helpful feature. Let's put it that way. And yeah, let's do one more level for this video because I've been I've been talking and so much during this video, and there's been about half an hour of introduction. So yeah, let's do a second contest entry, and then we'll call that for this video. 79th place, Arbeid or Rebaid or whatever, Cardinal Man. Score 5.2, 12, which seems unusually high compared to the other ones. 5, 4, 1, 4, and we've got. I forgot this one had 3 energy elements and 3 exits to it. Oh joy! I was hoping that we might get through this relatively quickly. Another skip teleporter, by the way, and maybe this wouldn't take up so much time. But I completely forgot this thing had 3 exits. So yeah, maybe this won't be quite as quick and easy and simple as I thought it would. As I thought it was going to be. Oh well, we will try and go through it and get all 3. Exits. And yeah, by the way, that foot holder moves incredibly quick. If I touch the thing to my left, I would die. It's pretty much like insta-kill spikes or whatnot. So yeah, stay the hell away from that. Of course, it works like spikes in the sense that you actually can't, while you're still invincible, then you're fine. But yeah, this thing actually won't seem to scroll up either, which is really annoying. So it's just going to follow me all the way through. But yeah, okay. Well, let's exit the level first off really quickly. There's a ladder there. Let's not exit the level really quickly. Let's not jump as we get up onto this. What? That's twice it didn't jump. Have I just not got to the top of the bloody the collision or whatever? But yeah, anyway, there's one energy element. That's one exit to the level. So the first one's pretty straightforward. If you know to climb that ladder. If you don't know to climb that, or that's climbable, then it's just, yeah, you'll be mucking around for ages trying to find that thing. One thing I really do appreciate, I suppose, about this level is, as you can see here now, I've collected 2 energy tanks and 1 mist and 1 M tank. I couldn't collect a second M tank because I already collected 1 the first time into this stage, and you can only have 1 at a time. But yeah, just merely in getting. No, I mistimed that. I mistimed that, but I still think I possibly could have at least grabbed the ladder, or if nothing else, died in the pit. But no, there seems to be an invisible something or other that I died on there. So again, just an idea of the the quality in terms of patching a level in terms of having your solid objects solid and whatnot. But oh well. Yeah, one good thing about this is I do at least going to get 3 energy tanks. So yeah, that's nice. There's a ladder there apparently. Again, just really bizarrely. So yeah, we'll skip going up this time and instead head right. Who knows? I might even need the E-tanks, or this. If nothing else, as well, it would be a really good place to farm for the E-tanks. So, or just go into the level. Is that bloody? I hate croakers. Did I say that in the first game? God, damn croakers! I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. If you went left here as well, you could get the same energy element I've already got. But so yeah, let's not do that. Let's head right. Are you going to give me something useful? Wow, okay, that was amazingly useful. Can't believe you gave me that. Anyway, oh yeah, that refills everything, by the way. So yeah, let's continue on to the right, and we've got a rush jet section with giant metal fish that we have to worry about. A large part of this seems to be, you need to know what's coming, because say those things are insta-kill. And by the way, I'm not going to show this off, but if I fell off this screen, even on the ladder, it's a death. Make sure you actually just go down the ladder properly, as if it's a ladder, as opposed to falling down. I think I might have reached a checkpoint now, so I could maybe show that off, but frankly, I'm not overly fussed about doing so. I think I'm also just going to skip this with Rush Jet, because again, jumping over those spikes on the bottom there are a hell of a chore, really kind of annoying, and yeah, let's not do that. Let's instead Rush Jet over that. Into this screen. Bloody stupid mech enemy, which is, yeah, going to knock me off the ladder. And is re-scrolled back on the screen. Are you joking? Thankfully I managed to get past it, but, and yeah, let's, without any further ado, before I die or anything like that, let's collect the second energy element. So, yeah, that is our second exit to this level. But we've got 1 more to find, so let's go after that. Another E-tank for me, lovely. As I say, yeah, just literally enter the level. Because it's right at the beginning, literally right at the beginning. You can either then, I should have actually mentioned this as well, I could exit the level now as well now. So yeah, if you want to just farm for E-tanks, it's literally there. You'll get it in the first 5 seconds of the level. Enter, collect your E-tank, exit, or go to the skip teleporter. Go back into the level, get your E-tank, come out. It's really, really nice to stay at a farm, farm there to get your E-tanks if you're struggling in this game. And indeed, you probably will be in some of the earlier screens. And then again, just look at the enemy down there. What is it doing? What is that space supposed to be? Yeah, again, a sort of another mess of a level. And the fact that it's got 3 exits is almost, frankly, more annoying than the first level, in the sense that you've actually got to complete this stage 3 times to fully complete it. Again, obviously, you could just go in the skip teleporter to bypass everything, but yeah. Let's actually try and complete the level properly all 3 times. But yeah, at least with the first one, you've only got to go through it once. I wonder, is this... I'm really hesitant. I think that is a checkpoint. So let me actually... Well, I can't actually go back onto the next screen. Okay, that's fine. I tell you what, I do want to show that off, just again, because with a no-life system... Okay, fine. With a no-life system, I do want to just check that out, that I do come here. Yeah, as a checkpoint. Okay, so let's fall down. No, even though we clearly saw that there was solid ground below me. Let's actually just drop down the ladder as well. That's still a death as well. So yeah, you can't just fall to the next screen, even though we know there's solid ground down there, and indeed a continuation of a ladder. No, you can't just jump down off that. You've actually got to use the ladder, or you die. Again, stellar design. This blade is pissing me off. Oh, of course, and I used so much Rush Jet before. I think there are actually 2 weapon refills at the end of this bit. It looked like they were there last time as well, which is useful. And I must admit, if nothing else, I at least appreciate that, because our third energy element that's going to mess me up. Our third energy element is over the right-hand side, and yeah, again, I don't really fancy dealing with all the rubbish. Well, it doesn't look like there are too many air tickies either further over here anyway to stand on. Oh, bother. Now I'm going to have to refill Rush Jet again. As long as those weapon gets are back, then yeah, I'm fine with that. But yeah, as you can see, dying a lot, but I don't kind of mind that. We're sort of going to end up getting sort of a little bit kind of frustrated when it happened with the first game. But again, with a live system, it's much more punishing when you die. Not so in this game. No, I want to Rush Jet selected, so that refills. I probably would have done anyway because it was it would have been the one item that was probably needed the most refilling. But yeah, still. Okay, and let's hang up a little bit higher then, so we avoid the fish and other bits and pieces. I'm slightly worried if there's stuff that's going to fall from the ceiling, but like these tackle fires, I'm not quite sure where I need to be, but yeah, maybe not so low, but not quite so high either. Let's just continue to ride the Rush Jet over here. By the way, you perhaps didn't see there as well, but extra lives in this game, because like I said, there's no life system, aren't extra lives. They refill all your health, which is really nice. I actually do quite like that little aesthetic, just for some reason. The slope there. Oh, good grief. No. Triple blade, and I still got hit to it, and one of them scored back as well. I'm hoping this is near the end, because I don't want to die again and have to redo everything. Some health would be nice. That'll do, yeah. It doesn't refill your weapon energy, but it does refill your health. So that's really nice, because of course there's no life system, so I do like that. Cardinals kill you before I end up just dying. I mean, I'm at full health now, but I can just imagine just me sort of staying in here, could take tanking hits, because I didn't notice that enemy was there. Anyway, yeah, really weird screen here with a really odd text box. Cardinal Man will not be joining us due to technical difficulties. Sorry. He got Chill Man and Big Eye to fill in for him. Chill Man refuses to touch the energy element. So let's head into the teleporter and get this mess of a fight with the Big Eye that still continues to come at me, chase after me, even after, even while I'm frozen, while Chill Man comes in. But yeah, we've got a boss fight. We've got Chill Man here, which I'm probably going to die on because I came in with pretty low health. I'm not really familiar with or au fait with all the weaknesses to Robot Masters. So again, for the most part, I'll probably just end up going with. In fact, I think the checkpoint is. So I'm not going to waste any tank here. I think the checkpoint is the sort of the boss area with the Cardinal Man notice. So it better be. But yeah, I wasn't at full health there, so yeah, that's fine. Actually, was I at full health? I was at full health, wasn't I? And now I'm not because I got hit to that. Wonderful. Well, yeah, that didn't go very well at all then. Did I get hit to Big Eye then? I think that was the only reason I can muster for why I took so much damage. Because now it should be a fairly standard Chill Man fight. who can be a pain in the neck, particularly if he sort of like chains you and chain freezes you. Yeah, he's not so bad, I'd say. I should also be using charge shots because yeah, why not? Again, I don't feel like I'm competent enough, particularly with the ice physics on the floor here, and indeed just the game overall, you know, to be not using charge shots on bosses. There's also the possibility that I could die, by the way, when this is over, because yeah, that energy element is not the most straightforward thing to get. And yeah, those things up there, like I said before, where I pointed them out, are insta-death, insta-kill, if I touch them. So what I want to do, I want to get rid of those bombs first of all. So now, let's charge up a shot, get rid of all these containers. I'll also get rid of that, if I can. I might do that with something else, maybe Hornet Chaser. Get rid of the generator thing there. And then I'm going to get out Sogakurone, and I hope that I can still jump really high with the gravity up there. Yeah, because that's where the energy element is. You can't get it from below, I don't think. And yeah, if I stand on this stuff here, this colour stuff, I'm going to die. So yeah, get out the Sogakurone, which can go along. We can go along spikes, by the way, as well, which is probably the most noticeable thing about it. I mean, those things work like spikes. So yeah, the really nice thing is you can traverse huge waves of spikes with that thing. But yeah, there was a possibility I could have died there, and I didn't really fancy that. So yeah, whip out the Sogakurone weapon and or ability, because I consider it more an ability really than a weapon, although it can be used as a weapon. If you jump on enemies' heads, you can damage them, so yeah, it could be considered a weapon, but I sort of, to be honest, consider it more a utility item, like, you know, the wire or rush jet, and the wire could use to be attack enemies as well, by the way, so yeah, I consider it sort of more, and we have got only, yeah, 8 here, so it is treated as one of the 8 weapons, so yeah, I consider it, to be honest, more of a utility item than a weapon, but oh well. Yeah, what to say about that level? It's probably more annoying, frankly, than the first one, or the last one, or the 80th place, because it's got 3 energy elements to find, so it just drags out the level to a degree that really wasn't necessary. One good thing is you can farm E-tanks at the beginning, but yeah, I mean, it's a bit of it's a mess as well, frankly, isn't it? There's ladders, and again, where they aren't clear, there are ladders, solid objects where there shouldn't be solid objects, invisible pits in what look like solid objects, enemy spam. It's take your pick. It's got the lot. It's again pretty terribly designed, and yeah, again fully appreciate why it's scored so low. The level speaks for itself, really. It's a mess. It also completely baffles me that even with the auto tiler, there still manages to be a level with random fake tiles. It's called Cardinal Man, but where are the cardinals? Thinking. This was fun until I figured out you can actually reach any of the exits. No. Oops, that didn't scroll on for some reason. And again, another wonderful comic. This is fine, as the house burns down around me. Yeah, that's a hell of a level, and yeah, I guess I'll leave it there. Really, can I actually? Yes, I think I can do. Can I not? How do you get in there? Again, there are going to be sort of like. Is it through there? No, there are going to be sort of like Easter eggs and stuff like that, even that I'm not familiar with. So, as I say, if I do miss something, I haven't really come to the noble nickels yet, but if I do miss them in some of the levels, because I don't know where they all are, don't worry, I am going to go back and get them. That will be necessary for 100% completion and stuff like that. But even so, there may be some Easter eggs and stuff like that. I think you can interact with this Sniper Joe somehow, but I've can't quite put my finger on how you do it at the moment. So yeah, there are going to be probably still little Easter eggs and bits and pieces that I miss. So I'd say if you do notice I missed something, if you want to leave a comment or something telling me that I've missed an Easter egg, because certainly I guarantee we don't know where they all are, or things that that I'm sort of there that I maybe don't know how to do and such like that, then yeah, leave a comment. It might be a while before I catch up to that, because I'm going to be recording lots of videos in this Let's Play in advance, so yeah, it's going to take a while for me to catch up with them, but yeah, I guarantee you I do not know everything that is in this game in terms of additional content and such like that, so yeah, there may be things that I miss, so yeah, more than happy for you to point out things that I miss in the comments if you know if I'm missing something. But yeah, it's been a very long first video, not too much gameplay, only about 20-25 minutes or so, probably less than that actually with reading judges' comments on the levels, but yeah, so I definitely wanted to play at least 2 levels in this video, just for the first part, just so it's not a complete talking video, establishing setup and all like that, but it's worth pointing out all the stuff at the beginning, going through the weapons and stuff like that. I certainly wanted to do it, and I also wanted to go through the judges and all that, and all the stuff introducing themselves as well, because I think, you know, they deserve it. You know, they gave up an awful lot of time, you know, to devote to this project. You know, developing levels for themselves, you know, for the game as well. Just you know, they deserve an awful lot of credit. I didn't want to just skip over their introductions and sort of, you know, let them kind of fall by the wayside, because yeah, they deserve a mention, no doubt. But yeah, I'll leave that there, and yeah, that was levels 80th, or the 80th and 79th place levels, and yeah, next time we'll definitely do some more, definitely do a lot more levels, but yeah, we'll be kicking off with 78th place. We're still in Tier 1, we're still in the worst set of levels of the game, but yeah, funnily enough, and I'll probably mention it quite heavily in Tier 2 as well, whilst I can fully appreciate while they are the worst designed levels in the game, they are by far my least favourite set. Because they're, for the most part, either short or, while being terribly designed, are at least get-throughable quickly and without too much frustration, for the most part. Whereas some of the later levels, not so much. So, yeah. But anyway, I'll leave that there. This has gone on more than long enough. And yeah, hope to see you next time for part 2. But until then, cheerio.